Don, what is the percentage chance that Harry Kane, that you said was a done deal to Manchester City, will be playing for City at the start of the season?
I still think he will be, but in all honesty, Dan, it has gone pretty quiet. I mean, I agree with the lads. I mean, I've no idea really why, if you're Pep, you would target Jack Grealish before Harry Kane. You know, you've got a squad there. I am saying they could do without Jack Grealish, even though he's that good. The standard of players that they've got is so good. Surely you would focus on getting the Harry Kane deal done.
Yeah.
I would have thought that would be a priority.
What if the producer sends you a message and says, how will the City team look with Harry Kane? Will you forget about him?
I'll probably put Jesus in, yeah. Yeah, Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus will still be there. For Kane, we're not hearing anything from him, are we?
No.
Which would suggest, now would be the time to make a noise if you're going to, you would suggest.
Well, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but
I just think it's his personality, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's the
yeah.
it's just the way he is. That
Right.
He's probably making sure that everybody at Tottenham knows he still wants away.
Right.
He just chooses not to go in the papers every day, and maybe his agent's saying, right, you need to get in the papers. But Harry being Harry, I don't think he wants that. He doesn't want to leave in that type of manner.
I just think it'll be hugely disappointing if he doesn't go now.
Yeah.
I really do at his age. I mean, the platform's there. City are absolutely desperate for a guy, because Jesus is a guy who they use and, send him out wide and put him on the bench and he'll get his quota of goals. But, they're crying out for a guy who's going to guarantee them, like Sergio Aguero did for a decade, right? Crying out for it. And I would be just so disappointed if he was in his comfy shoes at Tottenham again. Because Tottenham are not going to be challenging for much, if anything, next year.
If you're playing against City, right, and Jack Grealish is in the City team, they've just signed him, you still think you can maybe beat them?
Right.
If you pitch it up and you look at the team sheet and Harry Kane is stuck right in the top of that, number 9, you're like, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's why they need to go and get Harry Kane.
But Daniel Levy, of course, a key figure in all of this, considering that Kane's still got 3 years left on that contract, Don.
Yeah, but don't forget Harry Kane hasn't turned up for pre-season yet at Tottenham. He's still got that extended leave. So I think we'll hear more noises, Dan, once he comes back for pre-season. There has to be noises. There has to be questions from the journalists once he arrives back. And Nuno's going to have to explain the situation, even though he's a little bit quiet. No fine. And he's going to have to explain the situation as well. So I think we'll hear more once Harry Kane arrives back at training. It's just gone quiet because it is what it is at the moment. He's not in the country. I don't know where he is, but in terms of training at Tottenham, he's not there yet.
How do you know he's not in the country?
Well, I said I don't know if he is. I said he's
Find
not
my
at Tottenham
phone.
yet.
Where's Harry now?
I said he's not at
Freaking
Tottenham
Harry
yet.
switched it off again, that flight button. You've got to think that when he signed, you said about he's got 3 years left in his contract.
Yeah.
You've got to think that when his representatives negotiated this longer deal, this was protection for everybody. It was to say, look, we'll get a wage rise here, or a big hefty salary. You're going to keep me for a period. I'm going to make sure I extend my contract so as you can get the top dollar, right? There's no talk about I'm going to see my contract out, you're going to lose me for nothing. So there has to have been a discussion here where he's protecting Tottenham's value of him by his contract. But that, surely to God, they said when push comes to shove, at this point when I want to go, we've signed this deal, so you have to make sure when you get the fee, you let me go now. I have to feel that when he signed that lengthy contract, this was part of the discussion that Tottenham would get the fee because of that, and he would eventually get his move.
The thing is, that would be the right thing to happen if that was the conversation. But there's a guy called Messi, who's the biggest name on the planet, and he fell for that one.
Right.
Don't worry about it. You can go such and such, and then they turn round and completely backstab him. Right. So Harry Kane can't just think that Levy is just going to turn around and say, oh yeah, we had a gentleman's agreement, off you go. Because if it happens to Messi, it can happen to Kane.
Have Spurs done anything in the summer, Don, that would make you suggest that Harry Kane wants to stay with them because he sees the potential? Obviously, Nuno Espirito Santo has come in.
Well done, Daniel.
Not
difficult.
as you mentioned. But apart from that, they haven't been particularly busy either.
No, not anything from the manager to the sporting director to the players that they've brought in. I don't see I don't see Harry Kane having that conversation with his agent and saying, right, we're going to go places this season. If they're going to go anywhere, it would have been last season probably under Jose. So he's been there an awful long time. And as the guys are saying, he's not going to fall for any waffle that I think Daniel Levy tries to give him to try and stay for the next season. I can't imagine if Daniel Levy said to him, can you stay one more season? Can you do one more? I think he's had his time there, Dan. I think he's done unbelievably well. And as the guys are saying, when he does move, if he does move on, he's going to leave on good terms. He's going to go down as a fan's favourite. He'll go down as a club legend. Rather than throwing his toys out the pram and trying to demand that move, I don't think he needs to. I don't think he's that type of character anyway. But from what I've seen, I don't see anything that's happened so far that entice him to stay on.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.